All right, everyone, happy Friday. It can't be any beautiful because it is Friday. Let's keep it a Friday. Let's not try to turn it into a Monday. These are the rules of the 187 District Court. You are in a courtroom. So what that means is anything you could not do if you were physically in the courtroom, you cannot do on this Zoom screen. To all the people at the Bexar County Jail, you're not allowed to use the chat box. You're not allowed to use the internet. There is no Facebook, no porn. And I know you say, why is the judge saying this? Because people have done it before. My list has become longer and longer. To everyone who is at their house or at their office, you're not allowed to be cooking breakfast, changing diapers, doing laundry, watching TV, playing with your dogs, laying in bed. You're not allowed to do any of that because if you were physically in the courtroom, you would not be allowed to do it. If anyone violates the rules, your Friday is going to become a Monday because you're going to be required to appear in person at 300 De La Rosa, 187 District Court, fourth floor. And when you come downtown, you're going to have to get an Uber, a Lyft, or either the Via Bus. If you get the Via Bus, you're going to have to try to find change because I don't think they do Cash App or any of that. If you decide to drive downtown, what you're going to find is a lot of construction. And actually, they just blocked off a street that I discovered on my way downtown. And if you're lucky enough to make it downtown in a timely manner, you're going to find that parking, if you can find it, is very expensive. So everyone, let's keep it a Friday. Let's not turn it into a Monday. To all attorneys, if you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, no matter how small that plea bargain agreement is, you need to put that in the chat box. Coordinator, she's listed as Ferguson coordinator. And if your client is on bond, give her, she'll need your client's email address. I'm going to open breakout rooms. When I open up the breakout rooms, it will invite everyone to go to a breakout room. Do not, I repeat, do not go to a breakout room unless I specifically call you by name and assign you to a breakout room. To all defendants, your attorney's name will be called. Your name will not be called. If you do not hear your attorney's name, it's probably because they're zooming in another courtroom or they had to appear in person. To all the inmates, those masks, I'm not a medical doctor, but they don't work if they're not covering your mouth and your nose. When you're wearing a mask, you're not so much doing it for yourself, but for others. So Mr. Melendez, you need to put your mask over your nose. Attorneys, this is the order in which you'll appear. If you see your name is low on the list and you wish to Zoom to another courtroom, you're more than welcome to Zoom to another courtroom. However, if you're out Zooming to another courtroom and your name is called, you'll be placed at the end of the list. I see some of the attorneys have helped me out on this Friday by putting in and adding the name of their client and whether or not it's criminal trial division or family violence. Joanne Eckel, you almost got an A+, but you didn't put family violence or criminal trial division on there.
I thought about doing it, Judge, and I thought, oh, maybe not. Next time, I will.
So thank you, Joanne. Thank you, John Pettis, and thank you, Kelly Piddle. Maybe I should put, oh, and Mick Aguilera, I appreciate that. Maybe I should put them all to the front of the list since they did that, but I won't do that to everybody. And James Toshi, thank you for putting Steve Garcia's name and family up there. But if attorneys, if you could leave your name as well, because otherwise when I send you to a breakout room, your photo doesn't show up. So the prosecutor will think, James, that your client is in that room and not you. So this is the order: Robert Maurer, Alice Warburton, James Toshi, Mick Aguilera, John Young, Luis Martinez, Kelly Piddle, Joanne Eckel, Bobby Gebbia, Miguel Hernandez, and Judy Wimmert. Is there anyone whose name that I did not call? Okay.
Yes.
Robert Maurer.
Sorry, Judge.
Yes.
Go ahead, Tricia.
Okay.
Trisha Morales Padilla. I've got Frank
right.
Moreno.
Just 1 second, everyone. All right, so all the attorneys, when you have your screen black, I think that you are off Zooming and another Zoom, so I will skip over you. When you come out back from the breakout rooms, if you'll just use the reaction button to raise your hand when you come back, that way it will help me see you sooner. All right.
Sorry, I let Trisha go before me, but also me, Judge. I'm here for Mr. Edward Morales' recall from yesterday.
All right, thank you. I have you down. All right, Robert Bauer.
Judge, I have Zachary Warren. We've already rejected the plea bargain offer about 4 times. We have all our discovery. It's a definite trial.
All right, and is that criminal trial division or family violence?
Judge.
Okay.
And he should be on.
All right.
So I guess we would request a new date.
All right, so what I'm going to do for everyone, we were scheduled for jury trial today, but there was a medical issue. I think people have been violating HIPAA, so I'm just going to say there was a medical issue. So Robert, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. The court coordinator will meet you in 1, and they will give you a trial date. When you receive that trial date, please come out of the breakout room and let me know so that we can put it on the record. To everyone who's receiving a jury trial date, these are tentative dates. All of the district courts are on a rotation for jury trials, and the court has not received the new jury trial list to discover what our actual jury trial dates will be. So even though you're set for a specific day, that may not necessarily be your jury trial. So I just want all defense attorneys to know that you may be set on, let's say, a 13th, but the court may not have a jury trial scheduled till the 15th. So your case will be moved to the 15th. So everyone needs to be ready for that. But of course, I will not do something to the defense counsel or state where you're set 1 month and then all of a sudden the court has a jury trial date that's a month ahead of schedule. I won't do that to you, so you'll be prepared. Everyone, just give me 1 moment. All right, so Robert Maurer, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1 to get your date. And if someone from family violence could go to breakout room number 1 with Robert Maurer on Warren Zachary, please. Let me do this. Alice Warburton.
Good morning, Judge. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing great. It's Friday. I mean, the only way it could be better if maybe it was Saturday and I won the lottery.
I agree. There's nothing better than a Friday than a Saturday. I just wish I didn't sound like I swallowed a frog.
That's okay. How are you doing?
Well, once you start feeling better from having a cold, for me personally, that's always when I start sounding so terribly. I never sound terribly till I feel better. I have only to ditto Robert Maurer. I have a family violence case. We're not willing to accept an offer. My client is insistent.
Who's your client?
He's Christopher Allen, and he is present. He's in the blue button-down collared shirt, Judge. And I've tried to figure out.
Just 1 moment. Christopher Allen.
Change my name.
Where's your client?
He's here, Judge. I saw him.
No, he's signed out.
No. I see him.
He's on the iPhone. He needs to unmute himself.
Unmute yourself, Chris.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
so everyone, I want everyone to know the screen that I'm looking at, there are a lot of people on the screen. So when I can't hear you, you could be on page 2 or 3 when I'm on page 1. So everyone, make sure that when I call your name, you speak up, because otherwise I'll think that you're not here. And
Yes,
for all of the defendants, you're not allowed to have your screen go black. All right, I'm going to send you Ms. Warburton at breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And
And someone from Family Violence will meet you there.
thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. James Toshi. You're on mute.
Sorry, Judge. I
Yes.
have Stephen Garcia this morning. It is a family violence case. I've been dealing with David Martin, and I don't need to, he's going to submit some paperwork to the court, which will dispose of us ever coming back here on this case.
All right, well, let me send you to breakout room number 2 because David Martin has been transferred.
I'm aware of that, and that's fine, but him and I are communicating, Judge.
Judge, David did hold on to the case and he is going to be taking care of it. So it'll be off the docket. It should be off the docket today.
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Toshi, you and Mr. Garcia are excused. Just check back in to make sure that's taken care of.
I can do that. And Stephen, come see me, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. Let's see. Everyone, just give me a moment. Does anyone see what page Stephen Garcia is on?
21.
All right, thank you. Mick Aguilera.
Good morning, Judge. I have Frank Garcia. I've been dealing with Meredith. She's made me a very fine offer. I just can't find my client. He bonded out. Very well could be homeless.
All right, is there a Frank Garcia on the Zoom? All right, Mick, what I do is, as you know, I give everyone till 10:30. So
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
want to zoom out and zoom back in at 10:30.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be back. I'll be back at 10:30. At the last setting, he had technology issues and showed up in court.
Right, well, let me check the chat box.
Yeah, the chat box doesn't have him listed.
No, it does not. All right, thank you.
All right. I'll see you at 10:30, Judge. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. John Young.
Morning, madam. I
Good
have a
morning.
trifecta today.
Yes.
I have Jesse Esparza.
Criminal
and
trial
that should
division or
be
family
criminal
violence.
trial. Should be criminal
Okay.
trial.
Got it?
I have Robert Alvarado, and that should be family violence.
Okay.
And I have Anthony Salinas. And I know I was dealing with Joe Ray on that.
Okay, just one moment. All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Madam?
And I know there are people who are back from number 1 with trial dates. Just give me a moment while I assign everyone. Luis Martinez. Yes.
Judge, I've got Ramsey Gonzalez. It's a family violence case. We continue to want a trial date in this case.
Okay, I'll send you to breakout room number 1. Someone from family violence will meet you there. If family violence can go to number 1 for a trial date on Luis Martinez and Kelly Piddle.
Judge, I have 2 cases. Christopher Rodriguez, it's a CTD aggravated robbery that Marcus has submitted a dismissal on this morning. And then the one I'm named on my screen, Carlos Garcia, family violence.
Okay. And you say the other one is Christopher Rodriguez?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let me just find him on the page.
21, Judge.
Okay, you're so awesome. Thank you, Rebecca. All right, Kelly Piddle, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3. All right, Joanne Eckel.
Judge, I have Marcus Porter, and it's a family violence case.
Okay. I'm going to send you to number 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bobby Gibbia.
Good morning, Judge. Robert Gebbia here. I have Stephen Quintero. It is a family violence case. We need a trial date.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1.
Thank you, Judge.
Let's see. And Ms. Ferguson, if you can go to number 1, they need trial dates. And 2, the Miguel Hernandez, you need a trial date, is that correct?
Your Honor, on this one, we were waiting for some discovery, some videos from Antonio Melendez, Criminal Trial Division. I was working with Mr. Sanders on this.
Okay. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Judy Wimmert. Right. Trisha Padilla. Trisha Morales Padilla. John Pettis.
I'm here, Judge. Sorry, I was trying to mute my other Zoom. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Who do you, is it Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
It is, I think it's Criminal Trial Division. It's Frank Moreno.
All right, let me check. What is he charged with?
Manslaughter. I suppose
right.
it could be both.
It's family violence.
Okay.
All right. I'll send you to breakout room number 6.
Thank you.
You're welcome. John Pettis.
Yes, Judge, this one's family violence. I think Michelle Hayden is now taking over on this one.
Okay, I'll send you to number 7.
Just giving you a heads up before you send me, Judge, Edward Morales is a recall from yesterday. I was out in Medina County, so you graciously gave me a recall for today. But I didn't realize my client has dialysis every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So he's not logged on because he's on dialysis.
Oh, no, I that's fine.
Okay.
All right, I'll send you to number 7 to confer, and then we'll pick another date where your client can be on Zoom. Sure. Monica Guerrero.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. Is your client Criminal Trial Division or Family Violence?
Family violence, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 8. Jonathan Watkins.
Good morning, Judge. I have Mike Moreno, and I believe it's going to be a plea. I just need to talk to Mr. Joe Ray real quickly and get some plea paperwork.
Okay. I'll send you to number 9.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Judy Wimmert. All right, then we're going to go on the record on the cases where we have trial settings. And we're going to start with, just one moment. Is the court reporter there?
I'm here, Judge.
Okay. All right, who's the prosecutor you were speaking with, Ms. Maurer?
It was Michelle.
All right, the court is going to call 2019 CR 8670, State of Texas versus Zachary Warren. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Michelle Hayden for the state.
For
Robert
the
Mount,
defense.
defendant.
And are you Zachary Warren? Could you unmute for me, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No objection.
Any objection from the defense?
No,
Mr. Warren, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I have.
The court will note for the record that the court is in receipt of discovery acknowledgement dated November 14th, 2019. Defense, did state tender an offer to you?
Yes,
And Mr. Warren, are you rejecting that offer?
I am, Your Honor.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
I am, Your Honor.
All right, defense and state, it's the court's understanding you've had a chance to confer over a jury trial date. What would be that jury trial date, please?
January 12th.
All right. Defense, any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
State, any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Warren, do you have any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, Mr. Warren, your jury trial date will be January 12th, 2022. Ms. Benavides, I can't believe I'm saying 2022, but that will be your next court date. It will be at 9 a.m. You'll need to appear in person in the 187th District Court. It's located at 300 De La Rosa. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, when is your jury trial date?
January 12th,
What time?
9 a.m.,
Which court?
187th.
All right. So, Mr. Maurer, that's a tentative date. As I stated off the record, the court has not received its jury trial schedule, but for the benefit of the state and the defense, Mr. Warren, because I want to make sure that everyone is prepared, if the court receives its setting for jury trial dates that are later in the month of January, then your case will go later in the month of January. But Mr. Maurer, if it's a date sort of in February, I know that you all will probably not be ready, but if you are, we'll move it to February, but you'll be informed. And Mr. Warren, if for any reason jury trials are suspended, of course, you won't have to appear in person and your attorney will be informed. Is there any questions before we close the record? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Warren, any questions?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then you and your attorney are excused. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Alice Warburton.
Yes, Judge, the state has informed me that they are dismissing my case today.
See what happens when people confer? Who's your client, Alice?
Your lucky lottery winner today, as you know, we didn't win the lottery, Judge, but Mr. Allen did apparently. He is Christopher Allen. He's here.
Okay.
Hello, Judge.
Hello, let me see where Mr. Allen is. All right, Mr. Allen, your case is being dismissed. Ms. Warburton, as soon as the court receives the document, I will sign it.
Thank you, Judge. May Mr. Allen and I be excused?
Yes.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
You too, Judge. Nice to see everyone.
All right, you too. Rebecca, do you see which page?
22.
Thank you. All right, anyone else? Luis Martinez, are you back?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and we're here on Ramsey Gonzalez. Just give me a moment. And am I correct? He only has one case?
Judge, I thought there were two pending, but
Yes. All right, just one moment. Let me find him on the docket.
23.
Thank you. To the clerks, I'm missing one of the cases on Ramsey Gonzalez. It's 2019 CR 9380. Thank you. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 5545, and 2019 CR 9380, State of Texas versus Ramsey Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray
Who's sorry, thank you, Joe Ray. Sorry, Michelle. Thank you. All right, and for the defense?
Luis Martinez on behalf of Ms. Gonzalez.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections to us proceeding by video, state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Gonzalez, could you unmute, please? It's the long space bar that's on the screen. If you will hold it down. All right,
Yes,
are you
ma'am.
Ramsey Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you have any objections to us proceeding with this hearing by video?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, Judge, I have.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. I'm presiding judge today, so I'm getting a lot of people coming in needing things.
Angela is on the phone for other work.
Right, just one moment. I'm checking to make sure I have an acknowledgement of discovery in my file. Yes. So in cause number 2019 CR 9380, the court has an acknowledgement of discovery dated May 27, 2020. And cause number 2021 CR 5545, the court does not have an acknowledgement of discovery. Acknowledgement of discovery in that case will be due my calendar.
Hey, Joe Ray, I need to talk to you again.
Excuse me, we're in a hearing. Just give us a moment.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Acknowledgement of discovery in 2021 CR 5545 will be due by November 18th. And have you received an offer in each of these cause numbers, Mr. Martinez?
But Judge, I have received an offer on the 19 case, but not the 21 case.
Okay.
And if the court will remember, this is a case where we withdrew the plea and asked for a trial.
Yes. So state, is it your intention to proceed on the 2019 CR 9380 case first?
No, Judge, on the CTD case.
Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to close this hearing for now. We're going to take a break. Mr. Martinez, I'm going to send you to a breakout room on the 2021 CR 5545 case so you can speak with someone from the state.
Okay, Judge, that's.
But you know what, everyone? It's still Friday. And what is a Friday without curveballs?
Oh, I anticipate curveballs. It's going to happen.
Yeah. Okay, CTD. And Louis, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 3.
Yes, Judge, thank you.
You're welcome. And then John Young, I'm going to send you, let me see, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 5.
Put me in my place.
And Joe Ray will meet you in number 5. All right, Kelly Piddle.
Yes, Judge, I've received an offer and I've conferred and conveyed it to the client. I don't believe we're going to have an agreement. So we can get a plea deadline date and a new court date, please.
All right, just give me a moment. Bobby Gebbia, could you show your video, please? Okay, I'm trying to make sure that I have all attorneys who are ready. All right, so Kelly Piddle on Carlos Garcia. And is your client on bond or in custody?
He's on bond, Your Honor. He's present.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. On Carlos Garcia,
Yes,
and we're not on the record, Ms. Benavides. I'm going to need a 30-day reset, please.
yes,
And if you could put it in the chat for me. All right, Mr. Garcia, we're going to come back on November 15th.
Okay.
At that time, I'm going to need an acknowledgement of discovery. So for the state family violence, acknowledgement of discovery for Carlos Garcia will be due on November 15th. And then when we come back on that date, Mr. Kittle, I'll give you a plea deadline date. And then jury trial date if he decides he wants a jury trial date. Right, if you don't have anything else with this, you and your client are excused.
Thank you. Judge, did you receive the dismissal on Christopher Rodriguez?
Just give me a moment.
Okay. Carlos, you can log off. I'm going to give you a call later, okay?
Okay, thank you, thank you, sir. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too,
Everyone,
ma'am.
just give me a moment. Let me see if I have a dismissal. All right, for attorneys who are waiting on the dismissal for Mr. Stephen Garcia, the court has that. And that has been signed. And anyone for Andre Hernandez? I'm signing that now. I'm sorry, if everyone could give me about 3 minutes because okay, so I see Christopher Rodriguez and I'm signing that now.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. All right, Bobby Gibbia, Stephen Quintero.
Good morning, Judge. We conferred with Caitlin Wilkes and we received a trial date from the court coordinator of January the 12th.
All right, where's Mr. Quintero?
He is in custody, Your Honor.
Okay.
14H is the designation he's been provided.
All right, and what is the jury trial date again, please?
The date we received was January the 12th.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 6548, 2020 CR 6549, and 2020 CR 7283, State of Texas versus Stephen Quintero. Can I have the parties announce for the record for the state?
Lynn Wilkes for the state.
For the defense?
Robert Gebbia for Mr. Quintero.
All right, Mr. Quintero, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, in each of these cases, have you received the discovery acknowledgement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And cause number 2020 CR 7283, the court does not have an acknowledgement of discovery in the file. And cause number 2020 CR 6549, The court is in receipt of an acknowledgement of discovery dated March 17th. And in cause number 2020 CR 6548, the court is not in receipt of an acknowledgement of discovery. In those cause numbers, the acknowledgement of discovery state will be due on November 19th. Is that doable, state?
Yes, Judge.
We gotta exit out of there.
Defense, has there been an offer tendered in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Quintero, are you rejecting the offer tendered in each of these cases?
Yes.
Are you requesting a jury trial in each of these cases?
Well, at least on one of them.
Mr. Gebbia, is your client requesting a jury trial in each case or only on one?
Yes, Your Honor. In fact, we had had a plea bargain with Mr. David Martin. We executed paperwork, appeared before the court. At that time, Mr. Quintero informed the court that he did not wish to proceed with the plea bargain. As such, the offer was rescinded and we were placed on the jury trial docket. This is now the second or third time that we've appeared for the jury trial docket.
All right, thank you. So, Mr. Quintero, your plea deadline date in all of these cases have expired. The court will not accept a plea bargain agreement passed today. If you decide to enter a plea bargain agreement, that plea will have to be open to the court. My understanding that the state and the defense have conferred on a jury trial date. Any objections to January 12th, 2022 as a jury trial date, Mr. Gebbia?
No, Your Honor.
State, any objection to January 12th, 2022 as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Quintero, do you have any objection to January 12th, 2022 as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then your jury trial date will take place on January 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m. If you are in custody, you will be brought from the jail dressed for trial. If you are on bond, you will need to appear in court on January 12th, 2022, dressed for trial. The court is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's the 187 District Court, and you'll need to be here at 9 a.m. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When is your jury trial date?
January 12th, 2022.
What time?
9 a.m.
All right, Mr. Quintero, Mr. Gebbia, the court wants to make sure that everyone is prepared. The court has not received the actual list for jury trials. Each district court is given a specific date where they can have jury trial dates. If your jury trial date from the court schedule that the court receives is still in the month of January, you will be going to trial in January. However, if it's not agreed upon and the court's jury trial dates are in February, we will bring you back to give you a February date so that both sides can be prepared. Is there anything else from either side, state? Defense?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then, do you need to speak with your client anymore, Mr. Gebbia?
If I may be placed into a breakout room with Mr. Quintero and excused from there, if that's possible.
You can be excused from there, but you need to make sure that your client comes back to the main room.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. I'll send you to breakout room number 6. Mr. Quintero, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6 and make sure that you come back to this main room after you're finished speaking with your attorney, Mr. Quintero. You're not excused until I excuse you.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Just one moment, Miguel.
Fine, Judge.
All right, Mr. Melendez, you have Antonio Melendez.
Yes, Your Honor. I spoke with Marcus. Apparently there is video. They spoke with the
police department, something seemed to have happened to it. So they're trying to get another copy of it. Marcus and I discussed it, possibly a couple of week reset so we can make sure we've got it and then we can view it and then we'll be ready to sign off on the discovery and get ready for trial. If
All right, Norma, on Antonio Melendez, can we set this for the end of October? Is that enough time, Mr. Sanders?
Yes, Judge.
All right, can I have a date for the end of October, please?
Yes.
All right, we're going to come back on October 28th. Mr. Hernandez, I see that your client needs an interpreter. Can you let him know that we'll come back on October 28th?
Yes, Your Honor.
And please let him know that it's because we're trying to make sure that you have all the discovery you're entitled to.
Señor Melendez, señor Melendez, puede oprimir ahí la cosa para platicar. No puede, ok, ya puede, ¿me escucha?
Sí, yo sí.
Ok. Señor Melendez, pedimos unos videos del asunto y el señor de la fiscalía lo está tratando de conseguir. Hemos pedido un poquito más tiempo para conseguirlos, a revisarlos. La juez nos está citando para el 28 de octubre, ok, y vamos a regresar en esa fecha.
Ok.
¿Están de acuerdo?
Sí, ok.
He's all right with it, Judge. He understands.
All right, Norma, can you let them know that L13 can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too, Judge.
You're welcome. Everyone, just one moment. All right, Mr. Vela, can you unmute for me, please?
Yes.
Hi, your attorney is actually in a jury trial out of county, so we're going to have to give you a reset. Ms. Ferguson, can we come back on Victor Vela? All right, we're going to come back on your case on November 4th, Mr. Vela.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. Norma, can you let them know that L12 can go back? All right, Norma, on Joseph Acevedo. Same date. All right, Mr. Acevedo, your attorney is in trial. And so we're going to recall your case for November 4th. You are excused.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Have a good day.
You're welcome. You too. All right, Jonathan Watkins.
I'm here, Judge. I talked to Joe Ray, and Your Honor, we are going to work these cases out. I would like, he's working on paperwork right now. I'd like to approach when we're about ready to do it, Judge. This is the one where we had getting a bond set on a couple of the cases.
Sure.
It's only going to be one case. They're going to TIC, or it's actually two cases he's remanded on, but we're agreeable to GPS and full range of punishment should he violate sentencing, not come back at sentencing, Judge.
Okay, awesome. All right, Norma, can you let them know that Quintero 14H can go back? All right, Judy Wimmert, who do you have?
Good morning, everyone. Judge, I'm an add-on Renee Espinoza.
Criminal trial division or family violence?
It's hard to say. I would guess family violence.
All right, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6.
Judge, it's not on your docket. The reason that I called and asked that it be put on is because I found out yesterday that there's a warrant for my.
No, it's been added onto the docket. So it's on our docket. Norma added it.
Okay, but it's because I found out yesterday that there's a warrant for my client. And I talked to your clerk, and it appears that for some reason it shows that he didn't show up in, I want to say it was June 2nd. And I wanted to talk to the court about that because I know he's always been here in my office, and I don't know why it wasn't noted that we were present. That's why I asked that it be put on the docket today.
Okay. All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 6. The prosecutor will meet you there.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Monica Guerrero.
Good morning, Your Honor. I did talk to Ms. Wilkes, and we are going to be asking for another trial setting.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Ms. Ferguson, if you could go to number 1, please. And if someone, Monica, I'm sending you to 1, but don't go there yet because Caitlin and both Michelle, they're in breakout rooms.
Okay.
All right. And as soon as they come back from a breakout room, if you'll put in the chat box that you need them to go to number 1, they will. All right. John Perez.
Yes, Judge. I had a chance to go ahead and confer with Ms. Wilkes. We are going to come to a resolution on this case. It's just going to take some time due to my client's health issues. We're hoping that something comes out of this before the next trial setting, but we are going to ask that we move it along the trial docket.
All right. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to reset it. If your client wants a jury trial, is that what I'm hearing?
No, Judge, we're asking for it to be just pushed out that long. We're hoping that there's some health issues that fix themselves by that point. It does seem like there's going to be a plea one way or the other.
All right. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send you.
Okay.
I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. Ms. Ferguson will meet you in number 1. If you could speak with her about your client's medical issues and let her know what days are dialysis, and just tell her that you need a 30-day reset.
Yes, Judge.
And I'll send you to number 1. Have you received all the discovery in this case?
I believe so. Yes, Judge.
All right. I'm going to send you to number 1, and Ms. Ferguson will meet you there.
Thank you, Judge.
And everyone, if you could make sure you put some patience in your pocket. I'm going to have to take a short recess. I am presiding judge. And so I have officers and other people who are coming in to see me. So just give me a moment.
Judge, is now a good time to take a restroom break for me?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Is Jesse Esparza in the courtroom?
Yes, he is. Yes. Yes, he is in the courtroom.
Okay, great. I'm gonna put John Young in a breakout room with the courtroom, I suppose, because he liked to confer with his client.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, is anyone ready?
Judge, just back to let you know that we did come to a date. Norma wanted me to make sure I told you.
Okay, let me pull his file. And what date will that be?
That was November 9th.
November 19th?
9th.
9th.
09.
All right, then you are excused.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge?
Just one moment.
Sure.
All right, yes, who was calling you?
Trisha Morales Padilla.
Yes.
Hi, I've got Frank Moreno on the docket today. I am not able to get a hold of him. He is not on the Zoom. When we were last in court, this was actually originally reset to the 14th, which was yesterday. Okay.
Yes.
And then via email, it was reset to today. And so I haven't had contact with him. So I don't know if he knows about the court date today, and his number is no good anymore.
All right, just give me one moment.
Sure.
Judge, he's in the courtroom.
He's in the
He's
courtroom.
in the courtroom.
Yes.
Can I confer with him?
Yes.
Thank you.
Sure. I'm going to sing, if you'll go back to number 6 and to the courtroom, if you'll go to 6, please. All right, anyone else ready? John?
Yes, Your Honor. I need court dates for, I think, all 3 of my cases.
Are these jury trial dates or not?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me see where we are. So Alvarado, that's aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
Yes.
Then Esparza, I'm checking my file to see where we are. Okay.
That's a burglary charge.
And then who is the other person?
Anthony Salinas. And that's an aggravated assault.
I think on Salinas, I don't have both files. I only have the violation of protective order. Let me see.
Oh, I'm sorry, that yes. And I don't believe that I'm on the new cases because I got off the appointment list since then. And
Okay.
so he'll have a different attorney on that.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And all of these are family violence cases, Mr. Young?
I believe they are, yes.
All right, I'm going to send you to number 1. Ms. Ferguson, if you would go to number 1, please. And if a family violence prosecutor could go to number 1 to get jury trial dates, please. Everyone, just give me one moment, please.
John Young back in breakout room with all my trial dates.
All right, just give me one moment, please. All right, everyone, I am back. It's turning into a very busy Friday, but that's okay because it's Friday. All right, John Young.
Yes, madam.
And then to the prosecutor on Arthur Scarborough. Did you have a chance to confer with Monica Guerrero on a trial date?
I did, Your Honor.
Okay.
And we've agreed.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, John, I'm going to take up Mr. Scarborough first, then I'll take up all of your cases. The court is calling 2020 CR 8521, State of Texas versus Arthur Scarborough. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Caitlin Wilkes for the state.
For the defense?
Monica Guerrero for Mr. Arthur Scarborough.
And are you Mr. Scarborough? Could you unmute, please?
Yes.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Scarborough, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, Judge.
Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I believe I have, Your Honor.
All right, the court will note for the record that the court is in receipt of discovery acknowledgement dated July 15, 2020. We were here previously for discovery related to CPS records. Have you received those records, Ms. Guerrero?
I did, Judge.
Has an offer been tendered, Ms. Guerrero?
There was a previous offer made when there was just one case, and Ms. Wilkes and I are working on now that there's two.
All right, just one moment. To the clerks. Mr. Scarborough, I need cause number 2019 CR 8528, please. All right, and the court is also going to call 2019 CR 8528. And in that case, Ms. Guerrero, have you received all the discovery in that case as well?
Yes, Your Honor.
And have you received an offer in that case as well?
And I spoke with Ms. Wilkes this morning, and she's going to be working on doing a subsequent offer after the second case.
All right, so then here's the court's question. Should we reset this then for a final plea deadline offer since she's going to be making a new offer?
That would be much appreciated.
All right. Norma, on Arthur Scarborough, instead of a jury trial date, can I have a date for next month? Is November 15th available?
Yes, sir.
All right. And Ms. Wilkes, will you have an offer made before then to give Ms. Guerrero and her client a chance to consider it or no?
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to recall these cases then, Mr. Scarborough. I'm not going to set you for jury trial. We're going to recall these cases for both cases for November 15th. And we'll see where we are. I'll make November 15th in each of the cases your plea deadline date. But of course, Ms. Guerrero, if something happens and your client needs some more time to think about it because of whenever the offer is tendered, the court will, of course, reconsider that deadline date.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So for now, tentatively, Mr. Scarborough, your plea deadline date in each of these cases will be November 15th. We'll see you back on that date by Zoom.
Yes,
If
sure.
there's, you're welcome. If there's nothing else, Ms. Guerrero, you and your client are excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, and then John Young, who were you working with on your dates for your client?
I was working with Caitlin and I was working with Joe Ray.
All right.
Caitlin is on Mr. Esparza.
Is Mr. Esparza in custody or on bond?
He's on bond. He's in the courtroom.
All right, let me see if the courtroom is available. Courtroom, could you have Mr. Esparza come forward, please? All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 12728, State of Texas versus Jesse Esparza. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Sorry, I couldn't find my cursor. Caitlin Wilkes for the state.
For the
John
defense?
Young for the defense.
And are you Jesse Esparza?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
Your Honor.
The court will note for the record that the defendant is in the courtroom. Mr. Esparza, do you have any objections to us proceeding by video?
No, ma'am.
Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
And for the record, the court is not in receipt of an acknowledgement of discovery. Acknowledgement of discovery will be due November 15th. Is that enough time for you, state?
Yes, Judge.
Defense has an offer been tendered.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Esparza, are you rejecting the state's offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Esparza, your plea deadline date has expired. State and defense, did you have a chance to confer over a jury trial date?
Yes, Your Honor. We were given January 12th.
All right, defense, any objections to January 12th as a jury trial date?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Esparza, any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No problem, ma'am. No, ma'am.
State, any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Esparza, you need to appear in person in the 187 District Court on January 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m. You'll be given a form with the date on it. The January 12th, 2022 jury trial date is a tentative jury trial date because the court has not been given a schedule for the new year. If for any reason the court is not given that date as its jury trial date, but some other future date in January, then your trial will be set for that future date. Defense and state, if for any reason the court does not have a jury trial setting till February, we will confer to see if both parties will be ready to proceed on a February date. I want to make sure that everyone has enough time and are not surprised by any jury trial dates. Mr. Esparza, if for any reason jury trials are suspended, you will be informed by your attorney, and in which case you'll be allowed to appear by Zoom. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When is your jury trial date?
January 12th, 22
What time?
at 9 o'clock.
All right, thank you, Mr. Esparza. We'll close the record on this case. Mr. Esparza, if you'll remain in the courtroom, they'll give you a reset form.
Your Honor, just in the interest of completeness, I need to tell the court that Ms. Wilkes has told me she intends to re-indict the case and dismiss this charge. I am off of the appointment list, so I assume that that will end my involvement in it.
All right, so Mr. Young, if that is done, if you could just make sure you're available to turn over any discovery to a new attorney, which I know you will, Mr. Young. Thank you. All right. And then the next person you have is Alvarado.
Robert Alvarado. See, if you were Irish, you could roll your R's naturally on those.
I cannot roll my R's. You know, I'm from the South, so we speak as though we, like molasses. When you think of molasses, we're slow. All right. The court is calling 2020 CR 4628, State of Texas versus Robert Alvarado. If we're going to have parties announced for the record for the state.
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the defense.
John Young.
And are you Mr. Alvarado? Can you unmute for me, please?
Yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will note for the record, the court has in the court's file an acknowledgement of discovery dated July 15, 2020. Has an offer been tendered, Mr. Young?
Yes.
Mr. Alvarado, are you rejecting the state's offer?
Yes.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
Mr. Young and Mr. Garcia, it's the court's understanding that you conferred over a jury trial date. What date have you all agreed upon?
January 12th, Your Honor.
All right, defense, any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarado, do you have any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Garcia, any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Alvarado, your jury trial date then will be January 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m. If you are in custody, you will be brought over to the court dressed for trial. If you are a bond, you'll need to appear in court on January 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa, 4th floor, 187 District Court. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
When is your jury trial date?
January 12th,
What time
9 a.m.,
and which court?
187th.
All right. State defense, that is a tentative date. I will repeat this. I know you've heard this, Mr. Alvarado, and everybody has heard it, but I'm repeating it for the record. That is a tentative date. The court has not been given its jury trial dates for the new year. If for any reason your jury trial date is not on January 12th, but it is in the month of January, both parties will need to be ready for trial. However, if the court's first jury trial date is in February, I will let both sides know so you can make a decision on whether or not that's too far apart for you to be ready. I don't want anyone to be taken off guard by their jury trial date. So if there's nothing else, we will close the record. Mr. Young, do you need to speak with Mr. Alvarado anymore?
I'll see him this weekend, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Alvarado, your plea deadline date has expired today, so the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. The court will only accept pleas open to the court. Norma, can you let them know that 14F is excused?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and your next client is Salinas?
Salinas.
Is he in custody or on bond?
Custody, Your Honor.
All right, I'm not seeing Mr. Salinas on the screen. Ms. Ferguson, I need, Ms. Ferguson, can you have somebody bring Mr. Salinas out of breakout room number 2? That's where he is. We're gonna have your client come out of the breakout room. Mr. Rocha, who do you have?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good
I
morning.
have Raul Juarez, and he's also present today.
All right, criminal trial division or family violence?
Family violence, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm gonna send you to breakout room number 4.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Joanne Ethel on Mr. Porter.
Yes, Judge. There have been some modifications made to the plea bargain agreement. I need some time to confer with my client about those changes. If the court could allow us a couple of weeks.
All right, Norma, on Mr. Porter, can we have a 2-week reset? Or can we put it on maybe November 4th? Just give me a moment.
Salinas has joined.
All right, so yes, he has. All right, so we're going to come back on your case, Ms. Ethel, on November 4th. Is that enough time for you?
I believe it should be, Judge.
All right, Mr. Porter, November 4th is going to be your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements. Do you understand, Mr. Porter? Can you unmute?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Porter, thanks for being appropriate on Zoom. You don't have to come downtown.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, you too. All right, the court is going to call 2020 CR 5977, State of Texas versus Anthony Salinas. Can I have parties announce for the record, please, for the state? Caitlin, are you on Salinas?
No, but I will be, Your Honor.
Okay.
Delray was the one I was dealing with, Your Honor.
Ah, okay. Let me see.
I'm
Let's
available
get
too
away.
to stand in. Caitlin, if you've got other stuff
Okay.
going.
Awesome. So whoever's available, because I know that Mr. Rocha's Joe Ray, I think, is in number 4 with Mr. Rocha.
Yes, Judge. I'll step in happily.
All right, thank you. All right, so the court is calling 2020 CR 5977, State of Texas versus Anthony Salinas. Can our parties announce for the record for the state,
Caitlin Wilkes for the state.
for the defense?
John Young.
And are you Mr. Salinas? Can you unmute for me, please?
Anthony Salinas.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
Wait,
Mr. Salinas, do you have any objections to this hearing taking place by video?
No. No.
All right, defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
I believe I have.
For the record, the court will note that the court has an acknowledgement of discovery dated February 11, 2021. Defense has an offer been tendered.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Salinas, are you rejecting that offer?
Yes.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
All right, have both parties, my understanding is that both parties have had a chance to confer on a jury trial date. What date is that jury trial, please?
January 12th, Your Honor.
All right, defense, any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No objection.
State, any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Salinas, do you have any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No.
All right, Mr. Salinas, your jury trial date will be on January 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m. in the 187 District Court. The court is located at 300 De La Rosa. If you are in custody, you will be brought over to court dressed for trial. However, if you are on bond, you need to appear in court on January 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m. dressed for trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When is your jury trial date?
January 12th, 9 a.m. and 187, 300 De La Rosa.
All right. And so
I think
the
you
record
said
can,
10 a.m., Your Honor.
it is not 10 a.m. It's 9 a.m.
9
So what
9
date? What date is your jury trial date?
January 12th. January 12th,
What time?
9 o'clock.
All right. And what's the court number?
187.
All right, thank you. I want people to be sure because in case you get bond, you need to have that date in your memory banks to pull up, okay? All right,
ma'am.
I've said this plenty of times, but I'm gonna say it again for the record. That is your jury trial date. However, the court has not been given its schedule of jury trial dates. Because of the pandemic, each district court is given a specific date which they can have jury trials. If for some reason your jury trial date is not on January 12th, but it is in the month of January, you still will be going to trial in the month of January. However, if some reason the court schedule is in February or March, I will let both parties know. And if both parties are ready and wish to continue with the jury trial date in a different month, that is what we will do. However, the reason why I say that is because I don't want your attorney to be surprised by a jury trial date, and I don't want the state to be surprised by a jury trial date. So do you understand, Mr. Salinas, that that date is a tentative jury trial date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. We'll close the record. Norma, 14G can go back.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Young.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I can't believe, are we not going to see you as an attorney anymore?
What?
Well, you said you're off the wheel, or you just,
Oh, no, I got off the appointment wheel.
okay, all right, because I'm like, we would miss you.
No, I'm busier now than I've ever been.
Okay, great. Well, hopefully you will have a beautiful bloom of magnolias.
I live in hope. The seeds are actually coming out finally. They're dropping. So we'll
Okay.
see.
I have two little jewel magnolias in my backyard. Hopefully they will grow. We shall see.
We live in hope.
That's all we can do. All right. Thank you, John. Have a great rest of your day.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Anyone else ready? Mick, just
I'm
one
ready,
second,
Judge.
Judy. Let me assign Mick to a breakout room. Yes, Mick, who do you have?
Frank Garcia, he wasn't here at 9:20. You told me to come back in at 10:30.
Yes. All right, everyone, let me take this. Is there a prosecutor available for unavailable defendant?
Yes, Judge, Hunter Morris.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2021 CR 2326, State of Texas versus Frank Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Mick Aguilera for Frank Garcia.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
For the record, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:34 a.m. The defendant, Frank Garcia, has not been on the Zoom screen at all today. To Deputy Mejia and the deputies in the courtroom, has there been a Frank Garcia in the courtroom?
No, Your Honor.
Right. Defense, do you have any contact information or tried to contact Mr. Garcia?
Judge, at the last setting, I think 3 or 4 weeks ago, I did not realize he had bonded out. He did call from a number that did not belong to him. He said he did not have any technology, and I told him to immediately get to the courtroom, and that's the last I've heard, and that was 3 or 4 weeks ago.
All right, state.
Judge, state would ask this court forfeit the defendant's bond and issue a warrant.
That'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. However, if you're able to get in touch with your client and your client presents himself, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
I'd be excused.
Yes.
Thank you.
I
Bye,
make,
Delcy. Bye, bye, Hunter. Bye, Delcy.
Right.
Your Honor, may I approach on my case?
All right, just give me a moment. Judy
Sure.
Wimmer.
Hi, Judge. This is on
Renee
Renee.
Espinoza.
Right. I conferred with Michelle, and like I said earlier, I'm not sure what happened. We were set for May 27th. I was in a bench trial, and we were recalled for June 1st, June 2nd, and June 3rd. Mr. Espinoza was present in my office on all those days, as he always is. And I don't know what happened in terms of me getting back with the court that I had finished my bench trial. It
And
may
what I can tell you is I write everything down on the docketing sheet.
Okay.
So on the docketing sheet for June 2nd, I have defendant as a no-show. And I have defendant as a no-show as late as 4:49 p.m. And then it was recalled for June 3rd, and the defendant was still a no-show. So is your client here today?
No, Judge, I can make him available. I take full responsibility for this, Judge, because I know this client very well. And I remember he was here all those days, and I may have I'm sure I dropped the ball, Judge, and I apologize for that.
Okay, no problem. He needs to appear on Zoom.
Okay, I'll get him here, Judge. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Trisha Padilla. Trisha Morales Padilla. Okay. Norma on Manuel Gonzalez.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, if I could see you in a breakout room on that, breakout room number 1, please. And everyone just give me a moment. All right, no problem.
I didn't see an order on here, so I don't know if I'm gonna be on it, so I just figured it out.
All right, thank you. All right, Tricia Morales Padilla.
Hi, Judge. Sorry about that.
No
It's like
problem.
Murphy's Law. I'll get called by the same two different courts at the same time.
No problem. What's going on with Mr. Moreno?
So I've got Frank Moreno. He is set for trial. I am going to announce not ready. The state has uploaded or advised us that there are forensic videos that are on file at the DA's
All right, who
office.
will you confirm with?
Michelle Hayden.
All right, into the courtroom. Oh, courtroom, the staff is so great. They already have Mr. Moreno front and center. All right, so Norma, on Mr. Moreno, can I have a 30-day reset? Will that give you enough time to view the videos that are
Yes.
uploaded?
Yes.
All right, just as soon as I get one in the chat box, I will give it to you. All right, November 15th or 16th.
Okay, let me see. November 15th.
All right, so Mr. Padilla, I'm sorry, Mr. Padilla. Mr. Morales, we're gonna come back on November 15th at 9 a.m. You can
Moreno.
appear- Yes, at 9 a.m. You can appear in person or by Zoom. You understand?
ma'am.
Now,
Thank
here's
you,
the
Your Honor.
thing. You're welcome. Here's the thing. If you're not able to Zoom or if there's an issue with Zooming, then you'll need to appear in person. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, don't leave the courtroom until they give you a reset date.
Okay, ma'am.
Right.
Thank
And
you,
this-
Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
And, oh, thanks. I'm going to do my best.
Thank
And
you.
Ms. Hayden, I'm just going to put that down as a discovery date. And so, Ms. Padilla, that'll be a discovery date to make sure that everyone has all their discovery.
Perfect. Thank you. May I be excused?
Yes, you're excused.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right. And I'm just trying to find him. Oh, there he is.
Stop the video.
Robert. Sorry, everyone. Just give me a moment. All right, Jose Rocha.
Yes, Judge.
Yes, what is happening with Raul Suarez?
Your Honor, I've been speaking to Joe Ray Garcia. He tendered an offer. I explained to my client the offer and the pros and cons to going to a jury trial. And he decided to take the offer as it stands.
Okay.
Albeit it wouldn't be my preference.
Okay. All right. So what we'll do is you put that information in the chat box to Ms. Ferguson, and I'll send your client with you to breakout room number 3, and they'll tender the paperwork to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Martin Guerra, who do you have?
Your Honor, I have an off-docket matter, but I was hoping I could speak to a family violence prosecutor to see if we can come to an agreement regarding a bond on an MTR.
What is the cause number?
It is 2020 CR 3666.
And the defendant's name?
Jesus Guitron.
All right. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2.
Thank you.
Hey, Martin, before you leave, I need to speak to you also.
Okay.
All right, everyone, the court is going to take a short break. As I tell everyone, I'm presiding judge this week, so I have to take care of a matter. And Mr. Rocha, I've sent you to a breakout room.
I'm writing the message to Miss Ferguson because if I go to the breakout room, I won't be able to send her. a little
That's
chat.
true, you will not.
Thank
Ed
you.
Bartholomew. You're on mute, Ed. Okay, as soon as Ed unmutes, to the prosecutors, his client is Christopher McGarity, and it's a family violence case. So I'm going to take up this matter that's in the office. So if someone can move Ed, whichever family violence prosecutor will be on Christopher McGarity, please.
Judge, this is Luis Martinez. I just want to let the court know I have an update.
She just stepped away.
Okay.
Louis, I just submitted the paperwork.
Thank you, Hunter.
All right, I'm back. Does someone need to speak with me?
Judge, this is Luis Martinez. I just want to give you an update.
Yes.
We've got Mr. Gonzalez's case resolved. We're working on paperwork.
All right, thank you. And I am signing paperwork as we speak. And if anyone needs anything, I'm still here in the office. I'm just signing paperwork. So just call my name and I will appear. All right, Ed Bartholomew. All right, can Ed not hear me? What's going on?
Yeah, he's having computer trouble, Judge. I couldn't hear him either.
Okay. John Young, you're back. Oh, you're on mute, John.
You're right, I was.
Hey.
And yes, I am back. I have an off-docket issue because you're, guess what, presiding.
No.
People
All right.
The people in the 399th, I sent them a request for travel. My client is on house arrest with GPS and wants to go to his 2-year-old daughter's birthday party at Flitz Entertainment on Southeast Military Drive. I
Should
sent
we
it
be having birthday parties? There's something called COVID, but okay. What is your client's name?
My client's name is Jesse Trevino. We emailed it to Norma.
And what's the cause number?
Oh,
Here it is.
give it to me. My better half. 2020 CR 1216B, Bravo.
Okay, thank you. Is it criminal trial division or family violence? Thanks, Norma.
It is Criminal Trial Division.
All right, everyone, this is from the 399th District Court. I'm going to send you to a breakout room to confer, to see if there's an agreement on the travel date, because I don't know anything about the case. So I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4 and see if the prosecutors are able to get in touch with other prosecutors.
Appreciate it.
And I also try to get in touch with the judge of that court to see if they have any objections. So everyone, just give me a moment. Mr. Quintero, is there a reason you were brought back?
Judge, they had requested for him to come back, Judge.
Okay.
Bobby should be coming in, I think.
I
All
texted
right.
Bobby. We have an agreement now.
All right, thank you so much. All right, everyone, just give us a moment. All right, Mr. Bartolome, can you hear us?
Yes, Your
now?
Honor. I
Hi.
got a new computer, so my system crashed. So I'm
All
relearning
right,
how to do it.
no problem. So you have Mr. McGarity,
Yes, ma'am.
and it's
He's set for
family.
trial.
Yes, I don't see your client anywhere.
Oh, he's. Oh, I gotta call him now and video him in.
But you know what,
I-
Ed, you have to smile and be happy because you know what? Even though your client is not here right now, guess what? Today is Friday.
Oh, I know that, Judge, but I have to go get him to get him in so that we can talk about what we're gonna do, right?
Oh, yeah, but you know what? It's all a matter of patience, and I know you have a lot of it.
Not really, Judge, but today, after waiting 10 minutes to get in here, Judge, you tries your best. All right, I'll be back, Judge.
Well, you know what? There are other people on this screen who have many pockets. They'll loan you some patience, Ed.
Thank you, Judge.
All right.
I know you're patient with LSU, Judge, so I have to.
Oh, you know what? I see now it's supposed to be a great Friday. Now you're just digging at me. That's okay.
I was just testing patience, Judge, just testing patience. All right,
I do
I'll be
have
right back.
patience, not with the coach though, but okay.
Amen.
All righty. right, John Yan, you're back.
I am back.
Yes.
I'm getting conflicting signals. Hunter went ahead and talked to the prosecutor in the 399 and said they don't have any problem with it. But they said they're on a docket right now, and which conflicts with what his clerks told me when they sent me to come to you.
Okay, do you want, are they on a Zoom docket?
I don't know I'm assuming that that's what they're doing, since I know the clerk told me he wasn't there.
Yes, Judge. John, I just sent you the Zoom link.
All right, John, he said he sent you the Zoom link, but if there's a problem, you can Zoom back.
Okay.
Happy Friday.
Yes. Yes.
All right, but you know what? We'll be here. So if something happens there, you can always Zoom back in here.
And I know that you're much more efficient than he's going to be. And I know, heck, we're on live, aren't I? I'm sorry.
Yes, yeah, no, you know, hey. But you know what, John? I always say that each situation is just an opportunity to be better, do better. So it's
In my
Friday.
case, from the obvious look on my face, you can tell it's an opportunity to do a slip and fall and land on my nose. All right. I'm going to go over to that anonymous Zoom link that he sent me, and he was very gracious to do that.
All right. Thank you, John. Mr. McGarity, you're not dressed appropriately for court. You need to put on a shirt. Mr. Martinez, you're back.
Yes, Judge.
And my understanding is you have an agreement.
That's correct, Judge. And we've gotten all the paperwork done on our end.
All right, so I guess we just need Mr. Ramsey.
He should be back in the room.
All right, thank you. And I'm sending you the paperwork that I have. It just came in. All right, thank you.
We go get him, Judge.
Oh, no, don't go get him. The clerks need to swear him in.
Okay.
And they'll talk him out of the room. All right, Mr. McGarity, we're just waiting for your attorney to Zoom back in. All right, everyone, just give me a moment. All right, and Ms. Ferguson, can you see if you can get Mr. Bartlome back and let him know his client is here?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and to the prosecutors, Martin Guerra is in number 2 on an off-docket matter. All right, thank you. Who is the prosecutor on Mr. Ramsey Gonzalez?
Judge, it's Hunter's case.
I'm sorry, whose case?
It's Hunter's case.
Hunter Moore's, Judge.
Okay, thank you. All right, the court is going to call. The court is going to call 2021 CR 5545, State of Texas versus Ramsey Gonzalez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hunter Morris.
For the defense?
Luis Martinez on behalf of Mr. Gonzalez.
Mr. Gonzalez, if you can unmute yourself. Are you Ramsey Gonzalez?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None, Judge.
Any objection from the defense?
None, Judge.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge, I have.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Gonzalez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor, we do.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Proceeding on the lesser included offense, Judge, of attempted possession of a prohibited substance in a correctional facility.
Any objections?
No, Judge.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Do you understand that the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempted possession of prohibited substance in a correctional facility? At the state jail felony, the range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Judge, yes.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge, to both questions.
Mr. Gonzalez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand, according to the plea bargain agreement, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense of attempted possession of a prohibited substance in a correctional facility. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 6 months in the state jail facility. There are no applications for community supervision or deferred adjudication. The state will take in consideration 2019 CR 9380. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the offense of attempted possession of a prohibited substance in a correctional facility, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea.
State offer states warrant attachments, Judge.
Any objections?
That's without objection, Judge.
Mr. Gonzalez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor, we just ask the court accept the plea bargain in this case.
All right, the court, as previously stated, is finding you guilty of attempted possession of a prohibited substance in a correctional facility. Sentence you to 6 months in the state jail facility, taking consideration 2019 CR 9380. Give you credit for any time served. Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Also, because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez, good luck to you. We can go off the record. Mr. Gonzalez, how old are you?
42, Your Honor.
All right, you're 42 years old. You're at the jail, not following the rules. You're getting to that stage in your life where you're going to have more of your life behind you in front of you. Either you're going to change or you're not going to change.
Yes, ma'am.
Because the offense that you pled to is for something you did inside the Bexar County Jail. There are people who are at the Bexar County Jail who have mental health issues. They need help. They don't need you interfering in their ability to be clean and sober and in their ability to take care of their health. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, Your Honor.
Do you have any children?
Yes,
What are their ages?
they're over 18.
All right, so think about this. If one of your children were in custody at the Bexar County Jail and they're trying to do right and trying to get help for themselves, would you want one of the inmates trying to lead them astray?
No, ma'am.
So think about that. When you do something that's a detriment to other people in our society, ask yourself, would I want someone to be doing this to my child?
Right.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Gonzalez.
Yes,
Number
ma'am.
14J can go back.
Thank you, Your Honor. God bless
You're
you.
welcome. Oh, thank you. God bless you too.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Martinez. Thanks for coming back.
Well, I mean, I was expecting to set one case for trial. We wound up working out everything, so.
All righty. Well, we'll remove you from the trial docket. But if you still would like to appear in the 187th District Court on January 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m., you're more than welcome to.
Well, I gotta be somewhere. If I can wear jeans, Judge, I'll show up.
Okay,
Bye, Judge.
thank you. Bye-bye. Jonathan Watkins?
Yes, Judge, I'm finishing up paperwork right now that I just got from Mr. Garcia. So we should be about ready to go pretty soon. I know it's getting to about lunchtime, but I'm wrapping it up right now, Your Honor.
Oh, no problem. It's Friday. I think, Ms. Benavides, are you okay if we stay a little bit late, if we don't have to come back in the afternoon?
Sure, I'm good with that, Judge.
Okay. Whenever you need a break, just let me know.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And Norma, can you see if we can get Mr. Ed Bartholomew back in?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Martin Gary, you back?
Yes, Your Honor. Your Honor, we do have an agreement on a bond amount for Jesus Kitron.
All right, if you can send that to me in email form, Mr. Guerra, I will sign it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. And I'll give it to the clerk. I keep saying over and over, I don't have a printer. So maybe at some point I'll get a printer. So whenever you hit send it to me, I then send it to the clerks and they graciously will print it out for me.
Okay, Judge. And is your email, well, can you send
I'll
me
put
a
it
chat?
in the chat box.
Yes, there you go.
All right, Ed, your client is here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in just one moment, Martin Guerra.
Morning, Chris.
All right, so who was the prosecutor you're conferring with?
Oh, let me think. Jamie? Yeah. I was in 7.
All right, was it Joe Ray?
That's it.
All right, so Mr. McGarity, can you unmute yourself, please?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're still requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right, just give me one moment. We'll put something on the record. Everyone, just give me a second. All right, it appears that everyone is receiving the same jury trial date. So Mr. Bartholomew, I believe that jury trial date is going to be January 12th.
All right, Your Honor.
And it's just a tentative date, but we're going to place this on the record.
Yes, ma'am.
And Joe Ray, you said this was your case?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Okay. All right, the court is calling 2019 CR 2230, State of Texas versus Christopher McGarity. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Joe Ray Garcia.
For the
Edward
defense?
Bartholomew on behalf of Mr. McGarity present on bond, Your Honor, on Zoom.
All right, and are you Mr. McGarity?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by Zoom because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. McGarity, do you have any objections to us proceeding by Zoom?
Nah, no problem.
All right, if you do have a problem, then what we can do is we can have you appear in the courtroom. So do you have a problem appearing by Zoom?
No, ma'am.
All right. Defense, have you received all the discovery in this case?
We have, Your Honor.
All right, the court is not in receipt of an acknowledgement of discovery. State, can you have the acknowledgement of discovery to the court by November 15th?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, has an offer been tendered?
Offer has been tendered, Your Honor.
Mr. McGarity, are you rejecting that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you requesting a jury trial?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your jury trial date will be January 12th, 2022 at 9 a.m. Any objections to January 12th as a jury trial date, state?
None, Your Honor.
Defense, any objection to January 12th as a jury trial date?
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Mr. McGarity, any objections to January 12th as a jury trial date?
No, ma'am, not at this time.
Well, see, everybody, I believe you're just saying not at this time because of your attorney said not at this time. Way to follow. But your jury trial date is January 12th. So, Mr. McGarity, on January 12th, you're going to need to appear in court, not on Zoom, and you're going to need to be dressed for jury trial. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so you're going to need to appear in the 187th District Court at 9 a.m. on January 12th, 2022. The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa. It's the 187th District Court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When is your jury trial date?
January 12th
What time?
at 9 o'clock,
And what's the court?
187.
All right, if for any reason, Mr. McGarity, jury trials are suspended, then you won't need to appear in court. Your attorney will be informed in that. Mr. Bartholomew, I've told everyone who's appeared on Zoom, January 12th is a tentative jury trial date. The courts have not been given their jury trial schedules as of yet. If for any reason the court schedule is in January, but not specifically on January 12th, then that will be your new court date. However, Mr. Bartholomew, if the court schedule is in the month of February instead of January, I will inform both parties so you can be prepared for trial, because I know how it is when you're saying jury trial date is on January 12th, then all of a sudden you're in court on February 15th, and that's your jury trial date. So just so everyone can know, that's a tentative jury trial date. If there's some change in that, you will be informed. If there's nothing else, we'll close the record. Anything from the state?
Nothing from the state, Judge.
Defense?
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor, at this time.
All right, Mr. McGarity, anything from you? Not at this time should be your answer.
Not at this time.
Okay, all right. Happy Friday, everyone. We're going to close the record and we'll see you all on January 12th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a
Would be
great rest of your
excused,
day.
Judge?
Yes.
Thank you. You can go, Chris. We're done.
Okay.
And Mr. McGarity, make sure you're always dressed appropriately for court. You understand?
I'm sorry, ma'am. It's just I work at nights and I sleep in the daytime, and I forgot that I would rather have been in person today than been on Zoom. So I'm
All
glad
right. Well,
that it
here's
is
the
on
thing.
Zoom.
Here's the thing. Everybody, it's like everybody knows better. We do better.
Yes, ma'am. I apologize from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, thank you very much. You know who else works at nighttime?
Who?
Well, you know, Halloween is right around the corner, so I'll say vampires, and they sleep during the day. I know that's not you, Mr. McGarity, but we'll see you on January 12th.
We don't
okay?
celebrate. We don't celebrate Halloween.
Holidays. That's okay. Have a great one, okay?
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Be
God
kind
bless.
to any trick-or-treaters that show up at your door, though, because little children don't understand.
Oh no, I leave candy out there for them. I just don't interact with them.
Okay. All right. Have a great rest of your day.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
Have
week.
a good one. You too.
Thanks, Joe.
All right, guys, I'm just waiting on the paperwork, and as soon as I get that, we'll take up the next case. And right now I'm signing paperwork on Mr. Juarez.
Judge, Quintero paperwork has been signed by the attorney, but I don't know if he knows how to sign the paperwork now. I sent it to that Bexar County Jail iPad.
Okay, we'll take care of that. Just give me one moment. Mr. Quintero, can you unmute yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, do you know how to use the computer to sign your paperwork, or do you need help with that?
I'm gonna need some help with that.
All right, we're gonna get a deputy to come help you. Who is your attorney?
Robert Gibbia.
All right, Ms. Ferguson,
Yes, ma'am.
can you have a deputy come help Mr. Quintero sign his paperwork?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you. And Martin Guerra, the court has your paperwork. Just give me a moment while I send it to the clerk to print out for me.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Have a good weekend.
Yes, you have a great one too. And I just sent you an email to print something. And I just signed the paperwork on Juarez. Yes. All right, Mr. Juarez, I'm going to send you to breakout room number.
Did he need to
Have you
go to
been-
the breakout room?
Mr. War,
No.
no, he just, officer, he needs paperwork signed.
She said I just need paperwork.
Mr. Quintero, let him know you have paperwork in your box.
There's paperwork in my box.
Okay, got 2 sets of documents.
And officer, what I'll do
Type in
is
your name.
I'll send you to breakout room
Type
number
in
1
your
and Ms. Ferguson will
First
let
name
you
and
know
last?
what it
Yes.
is. Okay. All right. Mr. Juarez, were you sworn in?
Yes, Your Honor, he was.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
Yes,
no
he was.
problem. Who is the prosecutor on Raul Suarez?
It was
Dolores?
Joe Ray
Joe Ray?
Garcia. Yeah.
Okay. All right. The court is calling 2021 CR 8180, State of Texas versus Raul Juarez. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Joe Ray Garcia.
for the defense?
Jose Rocha, Your Honor, and we're ready.
All right. And are you Mr. Raul Juarez?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
No, Your Honor.
Any objection from the defense?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Juarez, I'm showing you a document entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I have, Your Honor. I understand it.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I understand, Your Honor.
And did you sign it?
Yes, I have.
Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I have.
The court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Juarez, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, I do understand it, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Juarez, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I have, Your Honor, and I understand it.
Did you understand what you're charged with is a violation of a bond or protective order, assault, stalking? That's a 3rd-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked? The court can find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor, we've discussed them.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe he's legally competent.
Mr. Juarez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor, no one.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, I have, Your Honor. Yes, I am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
The court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, The fine is to be $1,500 probated. The state recommends deferred adjudication. This is a rank concurrent with 642408. The BIPP course, 80 hours of community service restitution. No contact with Carmen, Carmen, Gutierrez, Gutierrez, $100 to approved family violence center. TAP evaluation. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, when what small change, and perhaps we're gonna need to go back and make that change. The misdemeanor is supposed to be taken into consideration and dismissed.
All right, is that correct, State?
That's correct, Judge.
All right, what is the misdemeanor cause number that's to be taken in consideration?
It's cause number 642408.
All right, any objections to the court adding that to the plea paperwork, State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Juarez?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Juarez, with the addition of 642408 taken into consideration, did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, is that the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor, it is.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled Waiver of Appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Counsel, have there been any such motions?
Are you asking me or are you asking the
Yes.
state?
No, I'm asking you, Ms. Rocha. That's okay.
I was waiting for the state to respond. No, Your Honor.
All right, I felt like I was in a scene of taxi driver. You talking to me? Yeah, you. Okay. Outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 4 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 80 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, Your Honor.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's guilty plea?
State offers State Exhibit 1, all its attachments.
Any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Juarez, I'm going to show you what's entitled Waiver and Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
I understand, Your Honor, yes.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent? Thank you.
Yes, I understand.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. However, the court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, my client would ask this court to please follow the plea agreement as we have discussed it. I mean, we went through and saw the pros and cons to going to a jury trial and the reasonings behind him wanting to take this deal, and he wanted to make sure that he was able to get this behind him as he is right now terminal.
Okay. All right, Mr. Warris, what's going on in your life?
During the last warrant, Your Honor, I lost my position at FedEx. I've been unemployed for about a month. I just barely started back there again, had to reapply. And I also been accepted to work at the Toyota plant here. Starting Monday, I have orientation, but I've been unemployed for about a month, so I'm way behind on my bills. I'm real close to getting my car repossessed. I'm down 2 payments. So I'm trying to get my life back together. I live by myself. I'm barely making rent. So I'm trying to just move forward with my life and put this behind me, but also to better myself as well at the same time.
Okay, I thought you said he was terminated.
No, terminal.
Terminal. Okay, because I was
he
like,
has colon cancer, Your Honor.
I have colon cancer, Your Honor. I was diagnosed with it about 2 months ago, but I never went back to revisit the doctor. I told Mr. Rocha that I was not going to seek treatment. With everything going on in my life, it's kind of depressing. So I was kind of like yes or no, should I seek treatment? But now I lost my medical insurance, so that I really do got to get back to work so I could start. I talked to my family and they want me to seek treatment, and especially my kids in Corpus Christi. So I'm just trying to see if everything works out with my employment.
well, here's the thing, Mr. Warren, people can make decisions in their lives. I always encourage people, if you're going to make a decision in your life, at least let it be an informed decision, right?
Right.
So as far as medical, this is my 2 cents. As far as your medical issues are concerned, it's better to know than not know.
I understand.
Maybe the doctor will give you great news, maybe it won't be great news. But I personally, as a side note, would rather have the information than not have the information. I'm a firm believer the more information people have, the better decisions they can make in their life. And nobody can be saying, well, if only I would have known, I would have done A, B, and C. So it's best to know it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And I saw in the report where she said that you said, I'm from the West Side. I really wish that people would stop dividing cities up. And it's not just San Antonio, it's cities all over the United States where they divide them up and there's negative connotations associated with different parts of town.
Yes,
Different parts of town are negative if you make it negative. Like the West Side, there's nothing wrong with the West Side, South Side, East Side, North Side. We're all in this city together. We all have problems together. Hopefully we're all working to make the city better. But if we give each other negative connotations, that's not going to happen. You
Yes,
understand?
ma'am. Yes, ma'am, I do.
Now, do you have any children with Carmen Gutierrez?
No, ma'am.
All right, how old are you?
I'm 52 today, ma'am.
All right, so this should not turn into a Romeo and Juliet situation. Here's
No,
the thing.
ma'am, not at all.
Carmen Gutierrez, you don't have any children with her. Do you have a home with her or anything where you share jointly?
Not at all, ma'am.
All right, she no longer wants to be with you.
Correct. And same likewise as well.
So don't go knocking on her door. Don't go calling her or anything. It's as if you don't know her.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
Positive. Actually, I'm going for a drug test today in a couple of hours for Toyota.
Okay, see, okay, when you say positive in court is different than what
Right.
people mean. You're like, I have a positive attitude. When you say positive for a drug test
Yes.
in court, that means that you're going to test positive for
Oh,
drugs.
no, I'm sorry. I want to test negative. I'm sorry.
Okay,
Thank
that's
you, Your
okay.
Honor. Yes.
I am
That's
so
okay.
sorry.
Your attorney was about to jump
He's-
in and say, no,
Yes.
Yes.
I am so sorry.
that's okay. People do it all the time. So I'm going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication, $1,500 fine. That will be probated. This will run concurrent with County Court Cause number 642408, the BIPP course. It's very important that you do that course.
Yes, ma'am.
80 hours of community service restitution. 40 hours will be waived if you obtain the COVID vaccination or if you've already obtained it and you provide proof. So the record is clear. The court is not forcing anyone to get the vaccination. But if you do, 40 hours will be deducted from your community service. And I consider getting the COVID vaccination, that's a part of community service because you're doing it for other people, not necessarily for yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
There's to be no contact with Carmen Gutierrez, $100 to a family violence center. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Taking into consideration 642408, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular Zoom reporting. If for some reason you can't report by Zoom, you'll need to do in person.
Yes, ma'am.
Regular UAs. And the remaining 40 hours of your community service restitution, that'll be waived if you obtain and provide proof of follow-up appointments with your doctor. And that's completely voluntary. That's up to you. I'm trying to encourage you to see your doctor.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to want field visits 1 time per month. Rebecca, is there anything else that Mr. Juarez needs?
No, ma'am.
Mr. Juarez, is there anything else that you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, I have, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
And also, because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Juarez, the court understands your issues with employment, your issues with finance, but don't just throw up your hands. Make sure you stay in contact with probation. If there's an issue with finances, let them know. Because
Yes,
the worst thing that you can do when you're on probation is completely disappear.
I understand.
All right, with that, we'll close the record. Mr. Juarez, good luck to you. I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Mr. Rocha, you can go to the breakout room. Probation will go over conditions with him. And I'm going to send you to breakout room number 1. And Rebecca, I don't need you for this next case.
Okay, thank you.
And Your Honor, just to be clear, there's not anything extra that you would need from me in
No.
order to make that correction where the case is not concurrent with the
Oh, no.
misdemeanor case.
There's one concurrent misdemeanor case, and there's one that's taken in consideration.
Those are the same case numbers, Judge.
Oh, they are the
case
same
numbers.
Ah, who knew? Thank you, Rebecca.
Thank you, Your
Oh,
Honor.
no, there's nothing you need to do. What will happen is the state will, they'll send it to me. Can we go back on the record briefly? And
Thank you.
cause number 2, you're welcome. And cause number 2021 CR 8180, so that the record can be clear. Cause number 642 Cause number 642408 is being taken into consideration. In defense, the state will send me a copy by Adobe sign, and I will make sure that that is signed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. All right, if you guys can go to your breakout room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you. All right, who is the defense attorney on Quintero?
That's Bobby Gebbia, Judge. I text him. I don't know where he's at though.
All right, Mr. Quintero, as soon as your client buzzes in, we'll take up your matter. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where did I put, I just had it. Ah, here it is. Let me give this to you. Jonathan Watkins, have you completed paperwork?
I have, Judge. I'm just, my client is incarcerated and he's there on a 14E. I'm not positive whether he was able to get that and finish it, but I finished everything, Judge.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can you get someone to help Mr. Moreno with the signatures on his documents? And what I will do, Mr. Moreno, I'm going to send you to breakout room number 4. And Mr. Watkins, I'll send you to 4.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Judge, does
all right.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
The Quintero, I just wanted to make sure that there was discovery acknowledgement in the file. I believe there is.
Let me check. Yes, there is.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Sure. All right, Judy Wimmert. You have Renee Espinoza.
Yes, ma'am. He's right next to me.
All right, so here's the issue. He was remanded without bond. I'm going to have to check with the clerks to see if something else needs to be done because this help may already gone to a nice side. So let me just check with them. I'm more than willing to recall it because you're telling me like the issue was a miscommunication. So
on my part, yes, ma'am.
No problem. I'm going to send you to breakout room number 2. And who will be the prosecutor on this case?
I talked to Michelle earlier this morning.
All right, Michelle, if you could go to breakout room number 2. And to the clerk, if you could go to number 2 and I'll meet you in number 2. Oh, there is. Let's go to number 2 and figure out what we can do. All right, guys, it looks like we're gonna take our break at 12:30, so we'll see who's in. So we may have to come back this afternoon. But it's still Friday, so it's still great.
Just in the nick of time.
Bobby Gebby, are you ready? No. Here we are.
Judge, I probably need to go into the breakout room with Mr. Quintero to go over the paperwork. I just figured y'all were probably pretty busy and we'd be back at 2 to do the plea. So sorry for the delay.
All right, I'll send you to number 2. I believe your client has already signed this paperwork though, but I'll send you to number 2.
Okay, thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Mr. Quintero, if you can go to 2.
Mr. Quintero, would you join me in the breakout room number 2, please?
It hasn't popped up on my screen, so I wouldn't know how to get there.
Okay, I understand.
Do you see it in 1, Mr. Quintero? All right, Norma, I think you may need to have a deputy help him.
Yes,
Mr.
ma'am.
Quintero, do you see at the bottom of your screen where it says more? At the bottom, do you see what,
all I get right here.
you see where it says participants,
Yes,
chat?
yes.
Do you see anything that says more or breakout room?
Breakout rooms.
Click on breakout room.
All right.
Do you see where it's inviting you to number 2?
Yes, ma'am. I got
All right,
you.
go to, thank you.
All right.
Judge, we are ready to proceed whenever the court is ready.
It's also ready.
All right, Bobby Gibby, if you'll show your video for me, please.
There's my video, Your Honor. I am not driving. I am a passenger. I did not anticipate this today, so I apologize.
Oh, no problem.
She should take responsibility for the actions that she's done and understand that all of this came with consequences.
All right, the court is calling
That's happening in
2020 CR 6549, State of Texas versus Stephen Quintero. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Caitlin Wilkes for the state.
For the defense?
Robert Gebbia for Mr. Quintero.
And are you Mr. Quintero?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
We're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objections from the state?
No, Judge.
Any objections from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Quintero, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Defense, I'm showing you the acknowledgement of discovery. Have you received all the discovery of this case? And did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Quintero, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Quintero, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments and defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with assault, family second offense? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Quintero, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Next, I'm showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your punishment be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. Take in consideration 2020 CR 7283, 2020 CR 6548. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Ivy, Garcia, Jessica, Jessica, Medrano, Medrano, Xerxes, XCR, XES, Solis, and no harmful or injurious contact with Irene Quintero. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm going to show you, Mr. Quintero, what's entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then Mr. Quintero, to the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence to support the defendant's no contest plea?
State offers states in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Quintero, I'm going to show you what's entitled Wavering Consent to Stipulation of Testimony and Stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witness statements and police reports? But most importantly, there'll be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
No, Your Honor.
Then Mr. Quintero, the court, as previously stated, found you guilty. The court will follow your agreement, sentence you to 4 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. Taking consideration 2020 CR 7283, 2020 CR 6548. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Ivy Garcia, Jessica Mandrano, Xerxes Solis, and no harmful or injurious contact with Irene Quintero. Is there anything else from either side with regards to sentencing? State?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
Your Honor, we'd ask the judgment reflect that Mr. Quintero received credit for all the time he has served. I believe as of today, he has about 15 months back time.
All right. Yes, Mr. Quintero, you will receive credit for any time that you've been in custody. Mr. Gebbia, if there are any issues, or Mr. Quintero, any issues where you think you're not receiving all of your time, if you'll just let the clerks know, they'll make sure that it's there. Mr. Quintero, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And also because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, and because it is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. Mr. Quintero, how old are you?
39.
All right, and Mr. Quintero, you're getting to that stage, and I know you've heard me say it before, where more of your life is about to be behind you than in front of you. You got to change your ways. Guess what? Anytime you're in a relationship where there is abuse, be it physical or emotional, maybe that's not the relationship for you. Maybe it's time for you to leave. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
No one should be putting their hands on anyone in anger.
Understand.
All right, the tattoo on your chest, was that painful?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so did you even think of stopping, or you just like, well, I've started it, I might as well finish it?
Yeah, like that. Something like that.
What age were you when you got it?
Oh, this was in 2003.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess if you want to continue to get in tattoos, of course you can.
No, I'm done already.
He is for done. All right. Have a good one, Mr. Quintero.
All right, you too.
Thank you. Norma, can you let them know that Mr. Quintero can go back?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Gebbia, thanks for driving in as a passenger.
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate you fitting us in this afternoon. I hope you all have a wonderful and safe weekend.
All right, you too. Thank you. Okay, everyone, the last case we have is with Moreno. So here's the options, and Ms. Benavides, it will be up to you. We have this last case to do the plea, or we can come back at 2. Now, mind you, pay no attention to any of the people who are staring at you. This decision is completely on your own.
I don't mind staying to take it.
Okay. Don't feel any pressure. So as soon as they come out of the breakout room, we will take that up.
Okay. Sounds good.
Awesome. I think they're just swearing him in, maybe. Okay, I'm seeing 2 hunters on the screen.
I had to take it mobile, Judge, to inspect the
Okay.
new facilities.
All right.
That's a special gift from Mom.
Yes, I think it's there we go. We'll remove everybody's spotlight. You're on mute, Hunter.
I was telling Meredith I'm back in the office now. I took off my cell phone.
Okay.
But Rebecca, you'll be pleased to know that the sign is actually up in my office, not just a virtual background.
Did you get a duffel bag, Hunter?
Oh.
Judge, can I see you in our breakout room?
Yes. You want to go to breakout room number 1?
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Moreno, can you go to 4, please? Breakout room 4?
Mr. Moreno? Yes, I think you're being
Yes,
requested
ma'am.
to
Yes,
go back
ma'am.
to the breakout room. Do
Okay,
you
how
see
do I
at the
do?
bottom, do you see at the bottom of your screen where it says participants?
Yes,
Do you see where it says chat?
the one with the little check mark?
No, see where it says CHAT? I'm trying to see what
Okay.
you see at the bottom of the screen. Okay. Do you see where it says breakout room?
Yes, right here, the one with the
Click on
four
that.
boxes.
Click
Okay.
on those 4 boxes.
Okay,
And do you see where you can go to breakout room number 4? All right, it's not working, so we're going to go with the way we have it. Ms. Benavides, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, he has 2 cases. The court is calling 2021 CR 2280 and 2021 CR 6626, State of Texas versus Michael Moreno. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Joe Ray Garcia.
for the defense?
Jonathan Watkins for Mr. Moreno, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Moreno?
yes, ma'am, I am.
All right, we're proceeding by video because of the pandemic. Any objection from the state or the defense?
None from the state.
We have no objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Moreno, in each of these cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled Defendant's Consent to Appear by Video Conference. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? And did you electronically sign them?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled Acknowledgment of Discovery. Have you received all the discovery in each of these cases, and did you review that discovery with your client?
Yes, ma'am, we have.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the state has knowingly, and I'm sorry, in each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. And in each of the cause numbers, the court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to appearance by video. In each of the cause numbers, Mr. Moreno, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State in cause number 2021 CR 2280. Are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
State waives the habitual enhancement paragraph.
Any objection?
We have no objection to that, Judge.
And in cause number 2021 CR 6626, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
State also waives the habitual enhancement paragraph on that one.
Any objection?
We have no objection to that, Your Honor.
Mr. Moreno, in each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them? Did you electronically sign them in each case?
Yes, Judge.
In cause number 2021 CR 2280, you're charged with the offense of assault family second offense. In 2021, in 2021 CR 6626, you're charged with the offense of a repeated violation of a court order or bond condition family violence. In each of those cause numbers, the range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
In each of the cause numbers, you have a right to jury trial, right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
In each of the cause numbers, did you understand by entering a plea bargain agreement you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Judge.
Did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, in each of the cause numbers, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, ma'am, he has.
In each of the cause numbers, do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, do you believe that your client is currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Moreno, on each of the cause numbers, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Judge.
In each of the cause numbers, are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Most definitely, Judge.
In each of the cause numbers, are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Judge.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled plea bargain agreement. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Judge.
In each of the cause numbers, the state is waiving the habitual enhancement allegation. They're asking that your punishment be assessed at 4 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. There are no applications for community supervision or deferred adjudication. Each of the cause numbers will wind concurrently. The state will take into consideration in each of the cause numbers 2020 CR 1318, County Court cause number 661107, 2020 CR 0666, 2020 CR 7894, 2020 CR 6152, County Court cause number 661106. And in cause number 2021 CR 2280, there's an affirmative finding of family violence, and there's to be a no contact with Raquel, Raquel, Kay. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of the plea bargain agreement in each of these cause numbers?
Yes, Judge.
Defense, is that the plea bargain agreement in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, it is, Judge.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, Your Honor.
In each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it in each of the cause numbers?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand by signing that in each of these cause numbers, you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
What's that, Judge? No, I don't.
Oh, no problem. Then Mr. Moreno, and cause number 2021 CR 2280, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or contest?
Guilty.
And in cause number 2021 CR 6626, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence to support the defendant's plea in each of these cause numbers.
State offers State Exhibit 1 and all its attachments for each cause number.
Any objections?
And we have no objection under each cause number, Your Honor.
Mr. Moreno, and each of the cause numbers, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you electronically sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Judge.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial in each of these cause numbers, a right to remain silent, and a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call? Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there'll be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Judge.
In each of the cause numbers, the court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. In each of the cause numbers, the court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, in each of the cause numbers, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And in each of the cause numbers, the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Your Honor, this is the one where the parties had agreed to reset for sentencing, and I had filed a motion to have a bond set on 2020 CR 7894 and 2021 CR 2280, which is one of the cases he pled to today. And I believe we were in agreement on a release for GPS, reset for sentencing, with the caveat that Mr. Moreno would be subject to the full range of punishment should he not report to his sentencing hearing.
Is that correct, State?
Yes, Judge, I believe so. And that is a caveat. It was not added to the plea form, though.
We
right.
agree.
I'm sorry, Mr. Watkins.
And we agree to that, Judge, on the record.
All right, any objections to the court adding to the plea bargain agreements to each agreement?
No objection from the state.
All right, adding that the defendant will be subject to the full range of punishment, and that's subject to the full range of punishment as a habitual offender or not?
Yeah, yes, Judge.
Mr. Moreno, do you understand if you fail to appear, you will be subject to the full range of punishment as a habitual offender?
Yes, Judge.
And do you understand as a habitual offender that your range of punishment will be a minimum of 25 years in the prison if you fail to appear? Do you understand?
Yes, Judge.
Is there agreement to a bond?
I don't think we have an agreement on the exact amount, Judge, but I would just respectfully request that the bonds just be reinstated at their original amounts. He's been continuously incarcerated since May 14th, 2021.
Judge, I believe it was 25,000 was what is originally set at.
Okay.
That's fine. Whatever the court deems appropriate, Your Honor.
All right, before the bond is set though, the complainant needs to be made aware that the defendant will make bond.
Yes, Judge.
So before the court will reinstate his bond, the court wants to know that the complainant is aware.
And Judge, just for the court's information, we haven't spoken to her about the defendant making bond, but she has requested not to proceed on the cases that were filed.
All right, thank you. Then what I'll do, in each of the cause numbers, I'll just reinstate the bond, Mr. Watkins, with
Thank you.
GPS. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a date for sentencing, please?
Yes, ma'am.
No PSI is necessary. How much time are you requesting, Mr. Watkins?
At least 30 days if possible, Judge. I did, if you could go a little bit over 30 days, that'd be great. But I've been working with a civil attorney. We went to go visit him on Monday, and he's trying to tie up some loose ends, getting a civil case settled, and he has some family issues, seeing his granddaughter and stuff like that.
All right, Norma, can I have a 30-day reset?
Yes, ma'am.
And thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
That's gonna put us at no.
Okay. All right, we're gonna come back on November 16th. And if there's some issue with the civil matter, Mr. Watkins, just let the court know.
We will
Mr.
keep the.
All right, thank you. Mr. Moreno, you gotta come to the 187 District Court on November 16th at 9 a.m. for sentencing. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
The courtroom is located at 300 De La Rosa, 4th floor. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
When do you need to show up for court for sentencing?
On the 14th of
No, November 16th.
November 16th at 9 o'clock, 4th floor, 1-800, 187 courtroom, and it's 300 De La Rosa.
Okay. All right, we will see you then, Mr. Moreno. Make sure you show up.
I will. God bless you. Thank you. You have a wonderful weekend.
All right, thank you. God bless you too, and you have a wonderful weekend. Number 14, you can go back. And Mr. Watkins, as I said, I'll reinstate the bond once the state lets me know that the complainant has, at least an attempt has been made to reach her to let her know that the bond is being reinstated.
Yes, ma'am, Judge. And thank you for the court's time. Thank you, Ms. Benavides. And thanks, Joe Ray. And Norma, too.
Okay.
Norma's been working really hard.
All right. Thank you. Have a great one, Jonathan.
You have a wonderful weekend, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, everyone. I do believe that's our last case. So I'm going to stop the live stream. Meredith is here. Rebecca. I always feel like this is Romper Room, where she used to take the mirror and call out people's names. I know some of you are too young. You don't remember Romper Room, but I do. Where's Tom and Hunter and Marcus? Are they at the grand
They're
opening?
here. They're here, Judge.
I was like, are they at the grand opening of the gym across the street?
I'm here, Judge.
All right, I missed getting my duffel bag. They said they were giving out free duffel bags.
The gym's not good enough for Hunter.
What's wrong with the gym, Hunter?
I did not my words.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out. I mean, isn't it for it to be a gym? Don't you just have to put in a treadmill and then it's a gym?
You have another hour to go check it out, Judge.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. But hey, it's Friday. You guys have a great weekend. Be safe, social distance, wear your mask. And we're gonna have a visiting judge next week, guys. So Judge Herb will be here. I know you all will be kind to Judge Herb.
We'll miss you, Judge.
Thank you. I'm gonna miss you guys too, but I'll see you the following week. Bye, guys.
Good seeing you, Judge.